A quiet village rested under morning skies. Life moved slowly. With simple routines, a farmer lived there humbly. He worked hard, without complaint. Every morning he woke early. Dawn guided his daily journey. Water came from distant well. The walk demanded patience, strength and endurance. He carried 2 clay pots. They hung from wooden stick. The stick rested on shoulders. One pot remained flawless and strong. The other carried a small crack. The crack leaked water constantly. Drops fell along dusty path by home, half water gone. The perfect pot felt proud. It admired its full delivery each day. It mocked companion. It spoke with hidden arrogance. Look how useless you are. Your water never reaches home. The cracked pot stayed silent. Words pierced quietly like needles. It carried shame without response. Days repeated, same painful routine. Morning walks, long tiring quiet mockery. Echoed beside flowing drops. The cracked pot felt smaller. Worthlessness grew inside. Slowly it compared itself constantly. Perfection seemed unreachable. Forever silence became its daily armor. Sadness leaked deeper than water. One morning, emotions overflowed, tears mixed with leaking drops. The pot finally spoke softly. Its voice trembled with regret. I am sorry, farmer. My crack wastes your effort. The farmer stopped walking briefly. He listened without anger, judgment. Why do you cry, friend? The cracked pot confessed. Shame. I am broken and weak. I fail you every day. I lose half the water. Your work suffers because me. I feel ashamed deeply. Please forgive my failure. The farmer smiled kindly, calmly. His eyes carried understanding wisdom. Do not worry, my friend. Your sadness surprises me. Tomorrow I will show truth. After that, you will smile. The cracked pot felt confused. Hope flickered faintly inside. Night passed with silent thoughts. Morning returned with familiar path. The farmer lifted both pots. Journey to well-repeated water filled both pots fully. The walk home began again. The farmer spoke gently. Midway today, observe the path. Look carefully along the road. The cracked pot looked downward. Colors appeared. Beside the trail, flowers bloomed brightly alongside. Red, yellow, pink danced gently. The morning breeze carried fragrance. Softly the cracked pot felt wonder. Sadness paused briefly inside. Beauty surrounded. Leaking drops. Steps felt lighter than before. Joy replaced heaviness temporarily, yet water continued leaking away. Arrival home revealed loss. Again, the cracked pot felt guilt. It whispered disappointment quietly. I still failed you. I still lost water. The farmer placed pots down. He smiled with gentle pride. You still do not see? He asked calmly, patiently. Did you notice something special? Flowers grew, only your side, not along perfect pot side. The cracked pot blinked, confused. Why only my side? The farmer explained with warmth. I always knew your crack. I planned something beautiful. Seeds were planted long ago. Every walk you watered them. Without knowing, you helped growth. Flowers bloomed because of you. Beauty followed your weakness. The cracked pot trembled emotionally. Tears changed from sorrow, joy. It finally felt meaningful inside. Worth replaced long-held shame. The farmer spoke with love. You thought weakness meant useless, but it created something wonderful. Happiness spread because of you. You are not less, you are unique, and needed. The cracked pot felt peace. Acceptance replaced painful comparison. The perfect pot stayed silent. Pride softened through realization. The path looked different now. Flaws revealed, hidden purpose. Beauty grew from imperfection, life reflected. Similar truths, everyone carries cracks inside. No one remains completely perfect. Weakness often hides strength, perspective decides true value. Pain can serve greater meaning, purpose appears through acceptance, comparison steals inner peace. Contribution matters more than perfection. Small drops create lasting change. Unnoticed efforts shape beauty. The farmer walked forward calmly. Pots swayed together, harmoniously. Morning sun warmed their journey. The cracked pot felt whole. Identity reshaped through understanding, shame dissolved into gratitude. The road became symbol. Lesson life teaches, quietly, patiently. Value appears through service impact, not through flawless appearance. The cracked pot embraced itself. Joy replaced fear permanently. Flowers continued blooming. Daily villagers admired. Colorful roadside, none knew the hidden reason. Purpose often works silently. Recognition is not required. Fulfillment comes from contribution. The pot learned self-respect. Comparison ended inner suffering. Weakness transformed into gift. The journey gained new meaning. Each step felt intentional. Now leaking water no longer hurt it. Symbolized growth, nourishment, life. The farmer smiled, walking ahead. Lessons settled deeply within understanding. Arrived through experience, wisdom often wears simple forms. Stories carry powerful truths. This lesson extends beyond village. It speaks to every heart. Imperfection does not equal failure. Purpose hides inside flaws. Acceptance unlocks hidden potential. Perspective shapes reality. Strongly, the journey continues beyond today. Deeper meaning waits ahead. Transformation has truly begun. Awareness lights the remaining path. Growth continues with every step. The story moves toward realization. Lessons deepen through reflection. Time. Value reveals itself. Gradually strength riseth from understanding, comparison fades into insignificance. The journey is not over, more truth waits ahead, meaning expands beyond expectation. The road carries more lessons, understanding prepares, final wisdom. The cracked pot walked with renewed awareness, each step carried quiet confidence. Now shame no longer ruled its thoughts. Acceptance replaced long-held self-doubt. The journey home felt different today. Flowers waved, like silent gratitude drops. Falling felt meaningful, purposeful. Water no longer symbolized failure, it symbolized nourishment and growth. The farmer continued daily routine, calmly. He never changed his gentle pace. His wisdom stayed quietly consistent. The cracked pot observed surroundings closely. It noticed life responding to leaks. Insects gathered, birds fluttered nearby. Soil darkened where drops landed. Growth followed every unnoticed effort. The pot felt useful at last. Value appeared through quiet contribution. Perfection suddenly felt less important. Comparison lost its sharp edge. The perfect pot felt uneasy. Pride slowly softened into reflection. Silence replaced earlier mocking tones. It watched flowers grow silently. Questions formed within its mind. Why only that side blooms? Why does beauty follow imperfection? Answers arrive without spoken words. The path itself explained truth. Every crack served hidden purpose. Every flaw carried unseen potential. The farmer observed both pots carefully. He understood their silent transformations. Lessons unfolded without direct instruction. Time allowed understanding to mature. Days passed with steady repetition. Morning sun greeted familiar journey. Both pots swayed in balance. The cracked pot felt inner harmony. It no longer feared judgment. Awareness replaced earlier insecurity completely. Each leak felt intentional. Now, purpose guided every fallen drop. The farmer smiled. Quietly often, he trusted the process, deeply. Teaching through experience proved powerful. Words were no longer needed. The perfect pot finally spoke. Its voice lacked former arrogance. I never noticed the flowers, they grow because of you. The cracked pot felt surprised. Gratitude replaced lingering sadness. Understanding formed between the two. Comparison dissolved into mutual respect. The path united their journeys. Difference created shared balance. Perfection met purpose gently. The farmer carried both equally. He valued contribution over appearance. His lesson extended beyond pots. Life reflected similar, silent truths. People carry unseen cracks daily. Society rewards perfection outwardly often. Inner value remains unnoticed frequently. Effort matters, even when unseen. Impact matters more than image. The cracked pot internalized this lesson. It walked proudly, despite leaking. Fear of judgment vanished. Fully acceptance strengthened its inner resolve. Flowers multiplied along the road. Colors deepened, season after season. Villagers admired the beautiful path. They praised the farmer's good fortune. None questioned how flowers survived. Purpose often hides behind simplicity. Recognition is not always necessary. Fulfillment grows from quiet service. The cracked pot felt content. Joy replaced long-carried shame. The perfect pot learned humility. Strength took new meaning. The journey taught them equality, difference, created balance, and harmony. The farmer continued walking peacefully. His lesson rippled beyond village. Others began noticing their own flaws. Reflection replaced harsh self-criticism. Perspective shifted quietly among villagers. Weakness felt less frightening. Now acceptance brought collective calm. The path became symbol of life. Growth follows consistent, small actions. Drops over time create change. Perfection alone cannot nourish growth. Purpose transforms. Simple effort. The cracked pot embraced its role. Identity redefined through contribution. Fear dissolved through understanding. Value emerged through awareness. The farmer reached home quietly. Pots were placed down gently. Water served family needs daily. Flowers served village hearts. Silently contribution appeared in many forms. Not all value is measured. Appearance often deceives. Shallow judgment. Depth reveals truth. Over time, the cracked pot reflected nightly. It found peace in imperfection. Comparison felt meaningless. Growth replaced inner conflict. Entirely, the farmer slept with contentment. Teaching achieved without harshness. Wisdom settled like morning dew. Quiet yet deeply transformative days continued with steady rhythm. Seasons passed, changing colors. Flowers bloomed regardless of judgment. Purpose continued without recognition. The cracked pot felt complete. Wholeness came from acceptance. Life rewarded contribution generously. Inner peace became lasting reward. The perfect pot no longer boasted. It admired growth silently now. Mutual respect defined their bond. Difference created shared meaning. The path remained beautiful. Always. A living lesson for all children. Walked admiring colors. Elders smiled knowingly, while passing life teaches without loud announcements. Meaning appears through lived experience. Acceptance unlocks hidden potential. Judgment blocks growth unnecessarily. But cracked pot felt grateful. Gratitude deepened. Daily joy. Perspective reshaped entire existence. Weakness no longer felt heavy. Strength emerged from awareness. The farmer's lesson lived onward. Not through words, but example truth, settled through repeated experience. Understanding matured naturally over time. The journey neared its conclusion. One final realization awaited. Meaning would soon fully unfold. The cracked pot stood ready, confidence replaced lingering doubt. Purpose felt steady and clear, identity rooted in contribution. The path ahead glowed brightly. Flowers guided remaining steps. Growth prepared. The final lesson. Wisdom waited quietly ahead. The story moved toward resolution. Fulfillment approached, without urgency. Acceptance led the way forward. The farmer walked calmly, smiling. Pots swayed with balanced rhythm. The lesson reached its depth. Imperfection stood honored. Finally, purpose shined brighter than appearance. The journey prepared. Final truth. Understanding waited just ahead. Growth completed. Its silent work. Peace settled within every step. Meaning expanded beyond expectation. The cracked pot felt whole life aligned with hidden purpose. Truth revealed through simple actions. The path whispered. Final wisdom. Every flaw serves a role. Acceptance leads to fulfillment. Awareness completes the journey. One final message remains. The cracked pot now walked peacefully. Awareness settled deep within its being. Each step carried calm assurance. Fear of judgment no longer existed. Acceptance became its greatest strength. The path felt familiar, yet transformed. Flowers continued blooming along roadside. Colors reflected purpose and meaning. Drops fell without shame. Now each drop served unseen purpose. The pot embraced its true role. Contribution replaced obsession with perfection. The farmer noticed lasting inner changes. Lesson reached full completion. Teaching succeeded through patience and trust. The perfect pot reflected quietly. Pride softened into gentle humility. Silence taught more than words. Comparison faded from their journey. Balance replaced earlier division. Both pots served different purposes. Each mattered equally in outcome. The farmer valued results, not appearance. Wisdom guided his daily actions. Life mirrored the lesson perfectly. People often hide inner cracks. Flaws appear louder than strengths. Society praises perfection. Outwardly, often quiet. Contribution remains unseen. Mostly, time reveals value through impact. The cracked pot understood this deeply. Peace replaced long-carried sadness. Identity no longer felt fragile. Purpose anchored its existence firmly. Flowers thrived with consistent watering. Growth followed unnoticed dedication. Beauty emerged from daily persistence. The road became living evidence. Travelers admired colorful roadside blooms. None knew their silent source. Recognition was never truly required. Fulfillment came from quiet service. The pot felt proud humbly. Gratitude replaced need for approval. Awareness sharpened emotional clarity. The farmer walked with contentment. His burden felt lighter. Now teaching through example proved lasting lessons. Rooted in experience. Endure. Words fade, actions remain powerful. The cracked pot slept peacefully. Nightly rest felt earned and meaningful. Each morning, renewed quiet joy. Life aligned with inner truth. The path remained unchanged outwardly. Yet, meaning transformed completely inside. Imperfection revealed hidden harmony. Difference created unexpected balance. The pot trusted its journey. Doubt no longer questioned. Worth acceptance strengthened emotional resilience. Growth continued naturally without force. The farmer's wisdom lived onward, not spoken loudly but shown villagey. Life carried similar lessons. People noticed their own cracks. Reflection softened harsh self-judgments. Compassion replaced unnecessary comparison. Weakness felt less frightening now. Strength appeared through vulnerability. The cracked pot inspired others silently. Presence mattered more than praise. Service mattered more than perfection. Contribution outweighed outward appearance. The path glowed under sunlight. Flowers swayed gently with breeze. Nature affirmed the hidden lesson. Growth requires patience and consistency. Small actions accumulate powerful results. Time rewards, steady dedication. Quietly, the cracked pot embraced simplicity. Complexity dissolved into clarity. Life felt lighter than before. Purpose guided every movement. The perfect pot accepted equality. The difference no longer threatened pride. Mutual respect defined their bond. Harmony replaced earlier imbalance. The farmer smiled. Without reason, satisfaction filled his silent heart. Teaching achieved without correction. Punishment, wisdom, required no validation. Truth stood evident along path. Flowers testified daily, without words. The cracked pot reflected deeply. Pain transformed into understanding. Gradually, acceptance healed long-held wounds. Growth followed honest self-awareness. The journey reached its peak. Meaning settled comfortably within. Identity aligned with contribution fully. Shame dissolved into self-respect. The pot felt whole. Complete wholeness came from self-acceptance. The path symbolized life lessons. Roads reveal purpose over time. Travel exposes inner truths. Each journey teaches something valuable. The cracked pot learned gratitude. Gratitude deepened its daily peace. Comparison never returned again. Self-worth remained steady, grounded. The farmer continued daily walks. Routine carried renewed significance, teaching echoed through repeated actions. Wisdom matured through lived moments. The village benefited unknowingly. Beauty enriched everyone's experience. Purpose rarely seeks attention. Impact speaks louder than intent. The cracked pot accepted anonymity. Fulfillment required no recognition. Inner peace became lasting reward. Contentment replaced restless longing. Life felt aligned and honest. The journey slowed but deepened. Growth no longer rushed. Outcomes, trust, replaced fear of failure. Imperfection became quiet. Strength emerged from acceptance. Daily the final lesson became clear. Everyone carries cracks within. Those cracks allow growth, beauty. Without them, nothing truly blooms. Perfection alone produces nothing. Lasting purpose requires openness and humility. The cracked pot embodied truth. Living example replaced spoken advice. The farmer's lesson reached completion. Understanding settled without resistance. The path remained forever changed. Flowers continued blooming each season. Beauty persisted through simple means. Meaning outlived the lesson itself. The cracked pot felt fulfilled. Life flowed naturally without struggle. Acceptance unlocked its greatest gift. Awareness shaped a peaceful existence. The story moved beyond objects. Its message touched human hearts. No one is truly broken. Every flaw holds hidden value. Perspective defines purpose and worth. Acceptance reveals unseen contributions. Comparison only hides inner beauty. Understanding frees the restless mind. Growth follows patience and kindness. The journey ends with clarity. Wisdom remains for every listener. Lessons live through simple stories. Truth requires no grand display. Meaning grows through quiet action. Life blooms through imperfect vessels. Value appears through consistent giving. The cracked pot found its place. Peace replaced lifelong self-doubt. The path stood as proof. Beauty followed. Steady imperfection. Awareness completed the transformation. Purpose shined through quiet service. The lesson stands universal, timeless. Every life carries similar cracks. Acceptance turns weakness into strength. Perspective transforms pain into beauty. The journey reaches its end. Meaning remains long after words. Remember your flaws. Carry purpose. Let acceptance guide your path. Imperfection makes life meaningful. Subscribe to Hidden Tale Stories.